Hey everybody, I'm Andrew.
And I'm Paul.
And welcome back to the Fan Voice. This is another episode of Smash Chat where we are going to be talking about both I'm Not Yelling and Sandstorm. And then we're going to talk a little bit about coming into the summer. Who we think is doing the best, who we think is going to wreck, and who we think is going to win Evo.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, let's talk a little bit about I'm Not Yelling, just very quickly. This was actually 2 weekends ago. This was a little bit ago.
Yeah.
In the Melee world, considerably right now. And it was a great tournament. Showdown Smash is one of my favorite streams now. They're incredible.
Yeah.
The stream is so high quality, it's ridiculous. And he uploads videos to YouTube immediately, like as they're happening.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. I don't know.
That's great. He
does an amazing job.
Yeah.
But I can't remember his name. But yeah, whoever does Showdown Smash is amazing. But I'm Not Yelling had really interesting results. Armada took first with Fox and with Peach.
Yep.
So it was a little bit like, okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Peach is back.
Which I think that was definitely, I don't know, the highlight for me. Just not the fact that he won, but that he took out the Peach again. You know?
Yeah.
Because it's really showed that like both at like optimum potential can really trip up an opponent or like give him more options or something. And it was really interesting because after that and Mango's, I guess, kind of reaction to that fulfilled what we were talking about in the future Melee Apex episode where he said 20XX isn't all Foxes. 20XX is dual mains.
Yep.
And counterpick wars.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
And he's right, I think.
Yeah.
Because Armada brought out the Peach for, I think, a couple matchups, but he mostly went...
He did Fox, like, almost through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
I mean, mostly went Fox through the whole thing. But he brought out Peach against Mango after losing the first game to Mango's Falco. He proceeds to win 6 matches, win 6 matches, and only lose 1 to Mango's Fox for the rest of the 2 sets in Grand Finals.
Yeah.
And 2 of those were 3 stocks. I'm pretty sure.
It was just...
Yep, 2 of those were 3 stocks.
And, you know, I think it really worked to his advantage just waiting to keep the Peach out.
That's the thing. I think Leffen has the Peach under control, but Mango still doesn't.
Yeah, absolutely. And, like, we've seen him handle Peach before. He's definitely taken some matches from Armada, but it's been a while.
Yeah, no, it really has.
Since he, like, went Peach against Mango.
Yeah.
So, like,
it was a really
was
really
just
good
preparing,
pick.
And like it was just a great trump card because I think Mango was kind of expecting it too, but like expecting it in your head and expecting it in your hands is a way different story, definitely. And he admitted it himself. He was saying that, I just learned to fight Peach too late, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it was definitely... This was a good tournament for Mango, too, because from the showing at Apex, along with the Swedish tournament, Beast, right?
Yeah.
I'm sure plenty of people were saying, oh, this is it for Mango. People are surpassing him, and he can't move. But, like, he's finally, like, returned to form, and, like, I think after Apex, it's shown that he's starting to take things more seriously. Like,
yeah, I think so.
Before Winter and Beast, I think he was just kind of sitting too comfortably on his throne, you know?
Yeah, no, that's definitely true.
He spent a lot of time just playing All-Star and stuff like that, while Leffen was totally, like, working his ass off to get where he is now and claim, like, this, like, 6-person title kind of thing, you know?
And, I mean, I think... Mango is still very good at the Falco-Fox matchup. I mean, he beat Leffen 3-1.
Mm-hmm.
And he beat Armada 3-1.
Yeah.
in winners finals.
Absolutely. That's another thing he said is, like, along with the whole, like, 20xx's and all foxes, he was saying, I have never been less scared of foxes until this tournament kind of thing. Because everyone is so just, like... I mean, Fox is still a devastating character, but everyone's so freaking prepared for it because they've seen it 100 times over.
Yep.
No matter what level you're at, you've seen 100 foxes.
No, and it's very true. So yeah, I mean, this was a really interesting tournament, and I think I'm really glad that Armada won, and I'm really glad he brought out the Peach. It's still as devastating as you would think.
Oh yeah,
and it was really awesome to watch.
Yeah. And it's just good for certain people, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, no, it really is. So some kind of surprises of the tournament. Well, I guess not really surprises, but Pew Pew U was on fire.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
He beat Westballz 3-0. And I mean, it's Westballz. So it's going to happen because we're going to talk about Sandstorm in a second.
Oh, yeah.
And he was completely different in Sandstorm.
Oh, that guy. I just,
Yeah.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
But Pew Pew U beat Westballz, which was pretty awesome to watch. And then he took the first 2 games off Leffen, and that was when I was like, could he actually beat Leffen right now?
It was so dang close.
It was really close.
We were talking, he was 2 games up. Last game, he took Leffen to his last life, and I'm sure he was ahead for most of the match.
Yeah.
You know, and it was a scary moment because, like, Leffen's taken this position of, like, 6 god kind of thing, but every now and again you see that he still has that choke factor.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, but like for this he was able to bring it back from the brink, which is an indication that he has changed and he has made it to a new level because like PPU gave him a run for his money, like kind of old
he
kind
did.
Of thing.
He did.
But end of the day, he made it next to the gods.
Yeah.
No non-god beat him.
Yep.
Kind of thing.
So yeah, I mean, I think PPU did really... Yeah, he did amazing. He really did amazing.
He's one of those people who's making his way to the top, definitely.
Yeah. And speaking of making their way to the top, this is a good segue. Kira did incredible this tournament. He took out Shroomed, and he took out Kirby Kaze, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. Yep.
Did he take out Shroomed? Yeah, I think he did. But he definitely took out Kirby Kaze, however.
Yeah, yeah.
Chain grabbing. And I don't think Kirby Kaze knows the matchup quite like Kira does, because it looked like Kira was just like, another day, another dollar.
Yeah.
Guess I'll just beat another Sheik, except it's Kirby Kaze, but that's not a big deal, whatever. And I mean, he destroyed him. I mean, it was 3-0.
Right.
And he chain grabbed him to 70%, like every time. And he got it every time. And then he would just fair him, get a good edge guard. I mean, it was very textbook, but he looks really, really good.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he was a huge surprise to me.
Yeah.
He was beating a lot of other Sheiks. He was beating a lot of really good players. He's obviously a very good player.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely enjoyed seeing like a few Sheiks kind of rise up, but I don't know if like Kira was really hot this tournament, but then Shroomed was really hot at Apex kind of thing, you know, and I don't know if like you look at Kira, Kirby Kaze, Shroomed, I don't know if one is showing like absolute prominence quite yet, you know. It seems to be a bit of a shifting game.
For Sheiks, yeah. I mean, I think Shroomed is currently probably the best.
Yeah.
But, I mean, Kira, if he actually travels to tournaments, it sounds like he doesn't usually travel.
Okay.
But if he actually travels to tournaments, I mean, he could be very, very high level, I feel like.
Right.
Get some more experience. Like, he looked really, really good.
Yeah. Very true.
So, that's kind of on... Oh, actually, one more thing about I'm Not Yelling. MacD got 7th, and I feel like there were a lot of people, I don't get this, a lot of people were like, nah, MacD, whatever. Except he wins teams with Leffen, and I'm Not Yelling, and then he gets 7th. And everyone goes, MacD, whatever. He's gotten 7th. he's gotten top 8 at every single tournament.
Yeah.
He's so freaking consistent.
Yeah. He's another player who's on the rise. You know?
I mean, I really feel like every tournament he goes to, not every tournament, but like a lot of tournaments he goes to, he gets top 8, and people are like, he's not that great. I'm like, dude, he gets top 8.
He's definitely
at every tournament he goes to. I mean,
Absolutely.
the guy beats other players. I mean, he really does.
Yeah.
He just can't beat the top 6, and that next upper echelon, he can't usually beat them.
He's in the middle of the like undergods.
Yeah, but he's so consistent.
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's a great thing.
He's always there.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I really do feel like MacD is kind of I guess not underrated. I don't know. It's just weird because people are like, he's not really that great. He's not really that great. But I'm like, he's consistently top 8.
Yeah,
like,
and
he's
I mean,
good. He's a really good player.
If Leffen continues to show interest in him, like if he gets a lot more training time with Leffen,
yeah, no, that's the thing.
He is definitely going to show through in a similar sense that I believe like Axe he is excelling like amazingly.
Yeah,
and I think a big part of that is having M2K as a regular partner kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, it will be a little harder because Leffen's not going to be in U.S. all the time.
Right, yeah.
But, I mean, I think it'll still be a significant help to MacD if, like, if he's around with Leffen for just most of the great nationals and stuff, that's still going to be a big boost for him.
No, I think it is, too.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, that was I'm Not Yelling. It was a really good tournament.
Mm-hmm.
It had, from what I could tell, a really, really good turnout, like 300, 400 people.
Yeah.
So obviously Smash is just continually getting bigger because next weekend there was a 200-person tournament called Sandstorm.
Yep.
We went to it. It was fun. It's also kind of a disaster, but we won't get into that right now.
That's the last episode.
That's the last episode.
If you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Nope, this is the good part.
No. We should mention, though, we did do an episode on our experience at Sandstorm and then also kind of the fallout after Sandstorm, so you guys should go check that out if you want to.
Yeah. I feel really bad for streamers, but you know what? At the end of the night, save the death drop. Before that, I was having a blast.
Yeah.
You know?
No, there were some really, really good sets going on.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's what we're here to talk about. So let's just talk about top 8. I'm just gonna list out top 8.
Yeah.
So the top 8 of Sandstorm is Armada, not surprising. Number 2, Westballz. Number 3, Axe. 4, Hungrybox. 5, Mango. 5, Leffen. 7th, S2J, and 7th, MacD. What?
Yeah, right. It was insane.
Mango and Leffen in 5th place.
For so many reasons, this was like everything was like flipped on its head kind of thing. The only like not weird thing about this, I feel like, is Armada on top.
No, seriously.
You know,
Armada won. It's like, yeah, that sounds about right. Everything else, what the hell happened?
Yeah, I think it was like, okay, all these guys are amazing. But, like, you look at the rankings, and the people who are just a little worse played totally awesome, and the people who are generally better played worse, kind of thing,
yeah,
you know?
No, I think it's definitely true, and I think...
And, like, that's not all the sets, but...
No,
like,
definitely not.
Some things happen, and let's get into it a bit. Like,
yeah, so...
I think the earliest upset was Axe vs. Leffen, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so
they met very early in winners. Not very early at all, actually. Never mind. They met in winners. And it was Axe Leffen, and I mean, Axe just looked amazing. Mm-hmm. He really did. And Leffen, I mean, it's not like Leffen looked terrible.
He was looking in winners. He was looking standard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I will agree with that.
Yeah.
And I think
the thing about this, or just keep going. I'll bring up my point later.
Okay, all right. So like, Axe just looked incredible, and I mean, it was amazing. Yeah. We were there in person, so that was really cool to see.
Yeah,
but I mean, he just looked really good, and he would get edge guards where I was like, I don't even How did you do that?
What are you
like? How did you do that? And I mean, it's because Fox.
Yeah.
Like our Axe just knows Fox. He knows how to kill Fox.
Mm-hmm.
He can touch a Fox and kill it.
Yeah.
And he can do that against Leffen and Mango.
Mm-hmm.
And that's very, very important.
And I think another important factor of Axe, like, aside from everything that's been making him better, is just, like, even at the very top level, I wouldn't say too many people are so good at clutching it out.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And, like, so many times I feel like Axe just rose up from the brink of destruction kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
That's just kind of his style and personality, you know? Just, like, super, like, passionate, never give up kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, ideally you'd think everyone has that, but it's different for Axe and a few other people. I feel like not everybody has such a good clutch factor, I feel like. And that, I think that's what reigned him victorious in a number of situations.
Yeah, no, it's really true. I mean, Axe was he was so on point the whole weekend, really, but especially obviously in this top 8.
Yeah, and it's not like Leffen just like took that set laying down, and like he had him in like certain situations. And
yeah,
stuff.
No, definitely. I mean, Leffen definitely had opportunities, and he choked on a few opportunities that I think he would normally get.
That's the important factor, you know.
Yeah, no, but I think Axe was just playing out of his goddamn mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he really, really was.
You always think this kid can't get any faster or any more ballsy, but he continues not to disappoint.
Dude, Axe really is one of those players where every time I watch him, I'm like, is he human? Because he just did something that seems not human. Like, no human could do that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
He is so fucking fast.
Yeah.
Can fingers move that fast?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
So yeah, I don't know. Axe was so entertaining to watch. I mean, obviously he's in his home state. The home crowd's cheering for him, but it was
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it was awesome. It was awesome to see him. And so he beats Leffen. Leffen goes into losers where he has a rough time.
And then let's keep going with Axe just for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, who did
Mango.
Immediately, right?
Yep. It was his next match.
His next match is Mango. Who he beats.
Yes. And again, in winners, I don't think Mango was playing that bad.
I don't know. It's really hard to tell because there were a couple people around us that were saying, like, it seems like Mango's not playing well. And I could kind of see what they mean. But then he would do something so classic Mango, and I was like,
yeah,
there's
like
Mango.
Every once in a while. But you know what I think the thing is? Well, it's a number of things, but I wanted to wait to bring up this point because I think it has... You kind of mentioned it before, but it was a big factor in, I think, both facing Leffen and Mango is the crowd.
Yeah, no, it's very true.
In freaking home state, everyone was going nuts for Axe, and
there were so many cheers for Axe.
For Leffen, it's the choke factor that I think we just like poured salt in a wound for that kind of thing. And for Mango, he's not that used to being the disliked one.
That's the thing is, I think Leffen's used to it and Mango's not. And people were cheering against Mango. Yeah. Straight up, they were cheering against Mango because it's Axe and it's Arizona. Yeah. You're going to cheer against Mango if they're playing.
And, I mean, like, we hear about things on the East Coast or what have you, but, like, Arizona's freaking nuts, man.
Yeah.
Not even just, like, smashing tournaments and stuff. I go to concerts and people go insane. Freaking Matt and Kim or another like more upbeat band, like Arizona just goes wild out of their mind kind of thing, and I hear it again and again. It's like Arizona just has so much energy.
Yeah, and we really did for Axe.
So yeah, that
cheering like fucking crazy.
That was like giving energy to Axe, and I think definitely pressured both Mango and Leffen.
Yeah, and I think
like, Mango isn't like much of a choker, but he plays for the crowd. like
Yeah,
a lot of the
essentially.
time.
Yeah.
So like having that against him was just like in such an intense like magnitude.
Yeah.
Definitely had something on him. Aside from the fact that Axe has just been playing amazing, you know. It was a mix of both, but I think the crowd definitely helped Axe.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely helped Axe.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Axe was playing really, really well.
Right.
Really, really well against Mango.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, Axe ends up beating Mango, and that was like a huge, huge deal.
Yeah.
I mean, that's enormous because now he has beaten a lot of the top players.
Right. He just has Armada and PP.
Yeah.
Because before this, he didn't beat Leffen either.
Yeah, that's true.
And
so yeah, I mean, he PPMD and Armada, I think, right?
Yeah. Like I said, I think this is new level Axe.
Yeah, I hope it is. I hope he can keep this up because this was incredible play.
Also, just another second. Like, I was really happy to see his Pikachu. I was getting really afraid because we didn't see him in finals of I'm Not Yelling. True. And I haven't seen him pull it out a lot in just regular streams with M2K or anything.
Yeah, but
like, did he give up? No. He's like
definitely still working on the Pikachu.
Stronger. And I think it was smart because I think he's trying to save it as like a surprise factor more and more kind of thing, you know?
Yeah.
And in his position, like, I think it'll have more emphasis than the Peach because, like, it's a weird matchup.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Like,
no, and that's the thing. So Axe meets Armada next.
Yeah.
In winners finals. And I was not excited for this matchup because I knew that if Armada went Peach, it would be hard. However, I don't see this matchup hardly ever. I didn't realize it was going to be that hard.
It was a rough ride.
He can't even approach with Nair. He gets down smashed
every
time.
That's what I was thinking. It's just like, can you approach at all with Pikachu?
I mean,
against Peach?
It just seems so freaking hard.
Yeah, I mean, Axe was still playing amazing, but it was just like he was running circles around Armada and just chipping him here and chipping him there, and then just one down smash and Axe was done. You know.
I mean, and Armada just had like what seemed like free approaches, and there wasn't a lot Axe could do about it.
Yeah,
he was just like, well, I guess I'll roll and try to get in again. I don't know. It seemed so freaking hard.
Yeah,
it seems so hard for Pikachu.
But you know, the thing is with Axe, I don't see this as like an impossible barrier. I just see this as the next wall. You know?
Yeah, and
I mean, for a long time back in the day, we were like, oh, there's no way he can beat M2K with his Sheik and the chain grabs kind of thing. But he did. He made it through.
He did, yeah. And I mean, and that's, I think Sheik and Peach are going to be the two hardest matchups.
Mm-hmm.
And really, it's going to be Armada and Sheik. I think that's going to be his hardest matchup with Pikachu. And that's why I think he's been developing his secondary so much.
Yeah.
Because I think at some point he's going to have to pull them out against Sheik, or he's going to have to pull them out against Armada.
Right.
Armada's Peach.
Right.
So I really hope he still continues to develop those secondaries. Obviously, I want to see the Pikachu as much as possible. But,
of course.
I mean, that matchup looked so freaking hard. These kind of matchups is why you develop secondaries.
And Armada wasn't playing bad, but he didn't do too many, like, crazy things.
No.
It was standard Armada.
Yeah.
And still, like, the best we've seen Axe. It's just, like...
Well, and admittedly, standard Armada is still incredible.
Yeah,
because he's one of the most consistent players out there.
But even at that, he didn't need to put in that much effort.
Yeah, that's true.
Which just...
At least it didn't look like it.
It sucked. It sucked.
Yeah, it kind of did. It was not a very good matchup. He gets 3-0'd. Yeah. And it was just kind of... like, it takes all the wind out of your sails pretty quick.
Right, absolutely.
So Axe gets sent into losers.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Should we keep talking about Axe or?
Well, I mean, we can, or we can just kind of mention.
I think next we need to talk about the Hungrybox and Armada match.
Right. So Hungrybox and Armada. Wait, Hungrybox and Armada. That was before, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. Yeah.
That was yeah. Yeah. It was before Axe and Armada.
Okay. Right. So, Hungrybox plays Armada, and it seemed like he was doing well. He would get hits, and he
did some amazing stuff.
Armada's Fox, though, is so efficient. Like, it's like everything he has. When he gets an opening and he gets a punish opportunity, he makes... I mean, it's like it's perfect. It's a perfect punish every time.
And not... it's weird because it seems like it's... Even outside of matches, like, if you get an opening in a person's mentality, which seemed to be what happened with Hungrybox.
Yeah.
Because, like, it was so dang close. It was so dang close that Hungrybox... It seemed like Hungrybox really could have taken it, but, like, he clutched it out at the end.
Yeah,
which was insane.
He did a really... I mean, Armada was just playing immaculately, as usual.
Yeah.
And it was really... At the end, it was really hard for Hungrybox to get in. And just ended up being that he couldn't take it. But he definitely showed that Armada's Fox is not a perfect counter pick for him.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, listen, I know you have Peach, but I can beat your Peach.
Right.
Free.
Yeah.
And now, your Fox is not perfect. I can also beat your Fox.
Like, definitely Hungrybox gets tripped up every once in a while, but at the same time, it's still showing that he's growing, especially against Foxes.
Yeah, no, especially against Foxes. Yeah, still getting better against Foxes.
Oh my gosh, probably my favorite moment of the whole weekend is when he beats out Armada's up air with a rest. He stops his up air with a rest.
Was that Armada or was that Leffen?
No, that was Armada.
Okay. Because that was impressive as shit.
Yeah.
I was like, I was not expecting that, and I was like, did he DI a certain way to make it so that the up air wouldn't hit exactly right?
Or did it just prioritize?
Or is he mashing that every time? Or something. Like, I was like, how did you make that decision to go for that? How does that work?
I think it's just like Hungrybox's like just growth as a reader and just like pulling out these like weird things that nobody expects. That's what he like. That's his strength, and he's continued to like grow in that. You know, it's like you look at these things and all you can say is only Hungrybox.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's very true.
But it was heartbreaking to see because you could see like after he wasn't able to take that third set, he missed a few weird things here and there. Mm-hmm. Definitely. And but so it wasn't a completely sad story.
No.
After that,
because Hungrybox gets knocked into losers. I think he beat Gatsu and a couple other people to get back to Leffen.
Yep.
Who's now also in losers because of Axe. And they meet, and Hungrybox forms, he transforms into Angrybox, and he destroys him. I feel like he really did break Leffen at one point. They're on Pokemon Stadium, the transformation's going down, and Hungrybox does rollout.
Yep.
Twice!
Yep,
and kills him with it twice!
Yeah.
He broke his soul, man.
If
you don't do that. You don't do that.
If you were to ask me, I would say he was already kind of broken for Max beforehand.
Yeah, and that might also be true, but
Hungrybox still played freaking amazing.
Oh god, he played incredible.
Yeah, and I'm so glad he won that set just for his own psyche, you know.
Yeah,
because
that's the thing.
He took Armada's loss so dang hard.
Yeah, I feel like he did too.
Rightfully so, because he was so close. He was so dang close.
Yeah.
He needed that just like boom in your face. It's like, you know what? These players are on the rise, but you cannot count me out. Mm-hmm. I can still hang with the top dogs, you know?
Yeah. And he played amazing during that set, and I really think he deserved that win.
Absolutely.
It was a really, really good set.
Yeah.
And then next up he goes and he plays, I think the next set is Westballz.
Yeah.
So he... wait.
And then Mango fought Westballz before that.
Right. So we need to talk a little bit about Westballz too. Westballz is playing incredible.
Yeah.
Just like Axe, he's one of those non-Big Six players that
he's
on, he could beat a Big Six player.
But
he was on.
The weird thing about Westballz in the past is like he's always been one of those super high players. I think he's ranked like right under Axe or maybe even above him or
no.
Under him.
He's
right under him.
I think he's pretty close. I think he might be top 10.
Yeah. And you always see his like insane technical skill, especially with his like 20 million shines in a row kind of thing, and you're like
his shield pressure is very, very
absolutely.
Yeah.
But you think about it, and you're like, okay, on paper he should be like wrecking like everyone kind of thing, but like so often, I guess since he's just doing super technical things. He SDs more than any top player I've seen.
Yeah.
Kind of thing,
yeah,
you know.
That's
and
definitely true.
It's not fair to look at that because, like, so often we only look at the top 8 kind of thing, and that's when we jump into the stream and watch.
Yep.
It's like, Westballz, what are you doing? You always do this. It's like, okay, he destroyed a million other people.
Yeah, exactly.
There, but, like, we don't see that too much past top 8, or we haven't in a while.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so this tournament was like, it was another insane upset, and I think it has to be rooted into that first set with Mango. And, you know, the thing is, Mango, I think, was looking awful in losers.
Yeah.
And the same, in a similar sense, I would say the combination of Axe's win, along with the crowd, kind of broke him, too, and he just stopped caring.
Yeah, and I think that and combination of Westballz playing amazing was just at that point it was over.
I think
and he beats Mango,
and I think that win over Mango was I think that's what fueled his fire.
Yeah, he had a lot of confidence after that.
Yeah,
let's just
absolutely.
say that. And because he goes from Mango to Hungrybox, I think, right?
Yeah.
I'm not sorry, guys. I'm not remembering the exact.
Yeah, it was Hungrybox.
And they actually go to playoff stream, and that was something we talked about in a previous episode, which sucks.
Yeah.
Because Hungrybox is up 2-1. They switch over to the mainstream. Still don't know why. To play the last 2 matches on the mainstream, Westballz wins. It obviously killed a lot of Hungrybox's momentum, but at the same time,
Westballz was still on a destruction
every
spree.
time Hungrybox tried to get away, Westballz had a really nicely placed down air. Or a shine.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
To get damage on him.
Right.
I mean, he was shield pressuring Jigglypuff like it was nothing.
Yeah.
He wasn't afraid of rest. He wasn't afraid of up throw. He was just like, whatever. He was all over him.
Right.
And I felt like Hungrybox could not get away. Like he was suffocating in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
And Westballz did a really, really good job at that.
Right.
And he managed to keep his momentum and actually take a set off of Hungrybox, which is fucking huge. And that's enormous.
Yeah.
I don't think the Falco Jigglypuff matchup is particularly good for Falco.
Yeah.
You know? I think it's probably pretty even. I don't know.
Like I think the lasers definitely help him a lot more than a Fox.
Yeah.
And he still has a lot of good like kill options just with the character being like so light and everything.
But I loved watching that set. I mean, it really sucked. I felt really bad for Hungrybox because Hungrybox played his ass off against Leffen.
Yeah.
And then
but
he was playing really well.
He seemed okay after the Leffen win, even though he lost to Westballz. I feel like.
Yeah, no. And I think Hungrybox was okay, but he was like, Westballz is a player I beat. You know what I mean? Like, that's the mentality. It's like, I can beat him. I know I can beat him, and I just beat Leffen.
Yeah.
And now I can't beat Westballz. That's a tough thing to come to grips with.
I mean, the TV John is right there for him to take, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, that was difficult for Hungrybox, but, I mean, he took it really well.
Yeah, it was definitely tough to say because both of them were playing freaking amazing.
Yeah, both of them really
Westballz was just going nuts. And continuing on his rampage.
Yeah, continuing on his rampage, him and Axe finally meet in losers finals, and Westballz beats him. I don't even know, man.
Yeah. And, like, again, Axe is playing incredible, too, but, like...
Yeah, they're both playing really well.
Out of nowhere, Westballz is just an unstoppable force for some reason.
Right? Yeah.
It's crazy.
Really, I mean, that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
Is that he was just like, yeah, no, I'm not stopping.
Right.
Like, you're not in my way. You're in my way.
Yeah.
Get out of my way.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, I mean, he looked incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I was a little sad to see. I felt like Axe maybe was playing a little off after the Armada matchup. I'm not sure.
He was coming off just after the loss. Kind of
thing. A pretty tough loss, too.
Yeah,
3-0
absolutely.
loss. So, it's difficult to come into that and have your mindset right.
Right.
And I don't know if his mindset was even that bad, but Westballz was just obviously playing incredible.
Yeah, like, not comparing Westballz to this, but it is an interesting factor of, like, thinking, like, possibly a really good player getting bumped into losers early on to a player they could handle, and then they just keep riding, like, players who just totally got their momentum bashed in kind of thing. Yeah. It's an interesting, like, thought process. Or, like, even strategy. Like, I don't know, no one would do that on purpose. Except for Mango or something.
Except for Mango. Yeah. That's a good point.
But, I mean, it's an interesting strategy, you know, definitely. Because we've all been there, like, going from to the losers match, you're definitely not feeling the same as, like, just fresh in your match before.
Right.
So.
So Westballz beats Axe, which is awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it also sucks because I really wanted to see Axe get another chance at Armada.
Yeah.
But Westballz was just playing on fire and still really entertaining to watch. So I'm rooting for him in grand finals, and did not go well.
Yeah.
In grand finals.
I mean, the thing is, like, Armada was just kind of his standard beast kind of thing, and, you know,
Armada's just really, really fucking good.
And Peach is hard. I don't know. I don't like Peach.
I know you don't.
Really
I know you don't like Peach, but the punish.
Yeah.
Peach is so interesting to me because so many people are like, yeah, but down smash, yeah, but the nair, yeah, but this, and I'm like, yeah, except if you pick up Peach right now, you will never do that good.
No, she's very weird to handle.
She's very strange. She's a very strange character, and Armada just destroys. I mean, every time he gets a Stitch, he puts it to good use. Yeah. That's the difference between him and a lot of Peaches who pull a Stitch and then they're like, oh, okay, I guess I'll wait. No, he pulls a Stitch and fucking goes ham on somebody. Right, and destroys them.
It's that split second of hesitation that makes all the difference.
And
all the groans in that one match, because that literally decided the match. Yeah. It was like that Stitch. You could hear it all throughout, like Westballz was doing his thing and all of a sudden,
yeah.
And then the whole
audience was like, oh.
It was really funny to hear. But I mean, at the same time, like, the thing of it was, like, again, I say, like, Armada is amazing, but it was still standard Armada.
I think, you know, it was generally I think in the game versus Westballz, it was a little bit higher.
Yeah.
The Armada. Because in the game versus Pikachu versus Axe, he was just, in the matchup versus Pikachu, he was just kind of following the game plan, and it was working. Yeah. But in the game versus Westballz,
Westballz was really slowly making his way and just slowly tearing open the standard strategy kind of thing.
Well, but that's the thing,
is pushing through with like just his combos and
that's what I'm saying is I don't think Armada was playing standard versus Westballz at all.
Yeah. He had to be pushed a little harder.
Really, really well against Westballz, I think. Yeah. His punish game was just it's amazing. It's immaculate.
Absolutely.
And he had, like I said, he made every Stitch count. He made every down smash count. Mm-hmm. I maybe counted 2 down smashes that he just threw out that didn't hit. I mean, the guy knows how to play Peach, and then on top of that, I think he was playing really well against Westballz. Mm-hmm. And but even with that happening, I still think Westballz was playing incredibly crazy for his level right now. Absolutely. I mean, he was just playing out of his mind, and he was starting to push. Yeah. And you could see Armada's crack a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, Westballz would get really, really interesting, kind of innovative, not innovative, but inventive is the word I'm looking for, edgeguard against Armada.
Mm-hmm.
And you could tell Armada come back in that same life like, okay, I gotta get that in my mind because that was crazy.
Yeah.
Westballz was doing stuff like that.
Right.
And I would
just like super ballsy things.
I really want to see a grand finals, with no power outage.
Yeah, seriously.
Because this grand finals was so anticlimactic to me because Armada. Okay, so for those who don't know, Armada wins the first 2 games. On game 3, last stock situation, seems like Westballz has a little bit of a positional advantage, and the fucking power goes out on the TV in the GameCube, and they have to replay game 3, and game 3 is just not the same.
Mm-mm.
And Westballz ends up losing 3-0.
You lose the momentum, the rhythm. That's so, like, this is probably the primest example of how important that is to a player. You know, carrying the momentum.
No, it's very true. Momentum is incredibly important, and I think Westballz
maybe that's one thing we can take from this is just like you're talking to a new competitor or just someone who wants to know more about the thing is like there's this, and like when a player's carrying the momentum, it really makes a difference. Go to that match, kind of thing.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah. But it still really sucked. Oh my
gosh. It really sucked. So Grand Finals is kind of anticlimactic, but Armada still, I think, deserved the win. He played better than most of the people over the weekend.
Yeah.
And I think he just proved that he is still
one of
the best.
Everyone else was like high and low waves, but he was consistent. Kind of
he's
thing.
He's one of the most consistent players. Yeah. I really think he's the most consistent player in the world right now.
Yeah,
I really do. He's always there.
Yeah.
So I'm not unhappy that he won. I really like Armada. I really like his Peach. I really like his Fox.
And I mean, there at the same time, there's two ways Westballz can look at this. Like he has all the right to be like pissed over this, and I think he really is pissed. But at the same time, whether he likes it or not, this was his tournament.
Yeah.
Like, when people remember Sandstorm, despite all the crazy, like, terrible shit, we're also going to remember Westballz playing amazing.
Yeah.
Like, he has to, like, mark this as one of the best tournaments he's played.
And I really think that that's him and Axe. That's going to be the thing that comes out of this. They have to take these wins, and they have to prove that they're not flukes.
Yeah,
and that they can be that consistent. They have to prove that at the next tournament they're at.
Hungrybox needs to prove a little too.
I think
not as much,
but no, not nearly as much.
Like every once in a while, you see Hungrybox lose to someone.
Yeah,
and it was like, wait, what happened? Kind of thing.
But I really think like.
But he's growing as well, you know, and this tournament proved it. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, no, so I really want to see Westballz and Axe do well because I really want them to prove that it's not a fluke and that they can still play at that level. Absolutely. And I think they can. I really do.
Yeah.
And this may be my bias coming out, but especially Axe.
Yes.
Who I think if he brings out a secondary for Armada's Peach and he knows the Sheik matchup well enough, I honestly think he can do that well again.
Yeah.
I really do.
Absolutely.
We just need a tournament without a bar and no power outages.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. So I think that let's talk a little bit about the Summer of Smash. We're kind of running kind of late here. Well, not late, but we've been talking a while.
This is important
about the results.
This is important.
but yeah, let's talk a little bit about Summer of Smash. So Summer of Smash 2, I guess, the sequel, is coming this summer. There's going to be a lot of really great tournaments. I know a new Melee FC, although it's not called Melee FC, it's like FC Smash now, I think. Another one of those is coming. It's going to be in July 4th, I think. July 4th weekend.
Oh, that's really close to EVO.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there's a lot of tournaments this summer, and I think the name of the game is going to be dual maining.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's really surprised at that at this point.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Armada's Peach is still amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his Fox is really good.
Yeah. It's the Leffen shutdown.
Yeah.
More than anything.
Yeah. And I think a Mango is gonna keep playing Fox and Falco. He's always gonna have Falco around, and his Falco is still really good. It's still really good.
Absolutely.
And I hope that we see Axe take out a secondary. And I think we will.
Yeah, absolutely. He's definitely polishing something. Like we've seen a lot,
we've seen
but
so many different characters.
I'm not sure who he's gonna end up with.
No, neither do I. It could be Falco. It could even be Marth.
Yeah,
I'm not sure. I mean, he has so many characters that he plays.
Yeah.
So I can really see it going any way. He could pull out the young Link against Armada's Peach.
That'd be interesting.
I don't know
think about that.
I don't know if he would do well because I feel like Armada would know young Link.
Yeah, Armada knows young Link.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think his best bet is Marth against the Peach.
Yeah?
Personally.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, I hope he does pull out a secondary. I think he will. Mm-hmm. Because I think one set like that, where Armada wins 3-0 with Peach, is enough.
Yeah.
For him to be like, I need to figure something out.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think they're quite there yet. He's got a lot of work to do, but there's still time.
Yeah.
Because we saw him pull out Falco once against Mango, and it didn't do it.
Right. So, but with the summer comes also the inclusion of PPMD, who's going to be coming back for EVO and probably for a couple other tournaments over the summer too. It's 6-month cycle.
Yeah,
you know, it's coming around again. Here he comes.
And
people better not sleep on him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, it from what history told us, this is when Mango bounces back. But I don't know. Like from what I've seen so far, I mean,
he's so funny.
Every once, like he still does amazing things, but I feel like the gaps between his amazing moments are getting bigger and bigger.
Possibly.
And the thing is, it's like, I think he's still relying on kind of the Wong effect and just expecting people to fall for stupid or really ballsy things.
That's the thing. He really does care about EVO, so he's going to put in practice.
Yeah.
And he's already learning the Fox Mirror.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to be even more of a force to reckon with. People always do that, though, where they're like, Mango's getting washed up. Yeah. I don't think he has much of a chance at EVO.
Yeah.
And then he wins 2 EVOs in a row and doesn't win Apex, and people are like, no chance. Stuff like this happens. He doesn't win twice in 2 weekends in a row. It's over.
Yeah.
And then he comes out on EVO, and I think he still has a chance for the 3-peat.
Right.
He's going to be one of 3 people ever to win 3 events at an EVO in a row?
We'll see.
I mean, that would be really cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think that's so classically Mango. You can tell what he cares about. Mm-hmm. These smaller tournaments, it's information gathering for him in a lot of ways.
True. But, I mean, the players below him, or quote-unquote below him, are so much closer to him than in the past.
I think that's true. And I also think that if PPMD can show up and do better than he did last summer, which, I mean, still, last summer he did amazing. But if he can win this summer some of these big events,
him and Mango are definitely a back and forth thing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Armada's going to be in there.
Yeah.
Now, my only problem is I think Armada's going to have trouble with PPMD. Because Falco Marth versus Peach Fox is a little awkward.
Right. And again, we go back to luck of the bracket.
Yep. Yeah, it's true.
Like when it comes right down to these like top players, and I think even Hungrybox can still give Armada a run for his money, because Armada's amazing, but it's just how it is. Hungrybox is still kind of an Achilles heel for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's really good against Foxes.
Yeah.
He really is. So he could definitely still pull it out against them.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Really, it's anybody's game at this point.
Yeah.
It's anybody's summer.
Right.
I feel like
I think everyone is going to be really hungry for this next Evo, though.
Yeah.
Not just Mingo.
Yeah, I think the big six are gonna have some great chances this summer to win some really big events before Evo comes. And I think they have a chance at Evo. And on top of that, players like Westballz and Axe have a lot to prove, and I think they will.
Absolutely. I mean, Westballz was thinking about retiring, but after this amazing, like...
how do you retire after that?
Yeah,
I don't think
absolutely. I think because of this tournament, he'll want so much more, and Axe has been on a high rise for a while now.
It's true.
Yeah. He's getting there fast.
Yep. So the summer is gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be so intense.
I'm really, really excited to be watching some Melee.
Always.
I'm pumped.
Always.
All right, so tell us what you think about our predictions for the summer of Smash, and also what you guys thought about the last two tournaments. I mean, these tournaments were huge, and now we're going to be seeing even more of them in the coming months. So.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
that's another cool thing is like the down low months are becoming
not down
more
low
and more
months
exciting.
anymore.
Yeah,
it's very true.
Yeah, everything is filling up with something. It's awesome.
There's always tournaments.
Yeah,
big players are always meeting now.
Yeah,
it's really, really interesting.
Absolutely.
Summer is still going to be the biggest part, but I mean, we had two tournaments back to back in April.
Right.
That never happens.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
that's awesome. Yeah. So tell us what you guys think. You can find us at Twitter at FanVoicePodcast.
YouTube.com/TheFanVoicePodcast.
Facebook.com/TheFanVoicePodcast.
Our email, fan@thefanvoice.com.
And our website, thefanvoice.com, where you can find news, reviews, and all that good stuff. All right.
So we will see you guys at the next awesome tournament.
Oh, yeah. We'll see you guys next time.